The research vessel Luminous Traverse drifted silently through the void sector, a region of space where few ships dared to venture. Captain Veldar stood on the bridge, his compound eyes scanning the sensor displays. He was a Ziltari, an insectoid being whose species had explored the stars for thousands of years. Nothing surprised him anymore. Until today. "Captain," called Navigation Officer Briss, his antennae twitching nervously. "We are detecting something unusual. A distress beacon. Very old." Veldar approached the console. The signal was weak, barely detectable, but it was there. "How old?" Dr. Kessa, the ship's chief scientist, manipulated the controls with her webbed fingers. She was a Vrwenin, an amphibian species known for their intelligence. "At least 200 years, maybe more. The design does not match any vessel in our database." A chill ran through the bridge. 200 years ago, Earth had been destroyed. The star had exploded, consuming the entire system. The humans, those legendary beings from a death world, had vanished. Everyone believed they were extinct. "Should we investigate?" Briss asked quietly. The void sector was dangerous. Radiation storms. Spatial anomalies. Ships that entered sometimes never returned. But Veldar was a scientist at heart. "Set a course. Prepare the boarding team." The derelict ship appeared on their screens an hour later. It was massive, ancient, covered in scars and damage. But sensors showed it still had power. Something inside was still functioning. Veldar led the boarding party himself. Dr. Kessa came with him along with 4 security officers. They sealed their environment suits and crossed through the airlock. Inside, the air was freezing. The corridors were dark except for their floating lamps. Ice covered the walls. The temperature was far below what any civilized species could tolerate. "These conditions would kill most beings in minutes," one security officer muttered. They followed the beacon signal deeper into the ship. The walls were covered in strange markings, symbols in a language few remembered. Human script. "This is a colony ship," Dr. Kessa whispered. "A human colony ship." They reached a massive chamber. Rows and rows of cylindrical pods stretched into the darkness. Cryochambers. Hundreds of them. "Are any still active?" Veldar asked, though he feared the answer. Kessa's hands trembled as she scanned the room. "Most systems failed long ago. But there, Pod 17 shows life signs." They approached it slowly. Through the frosted viewport they could see a face. A human face. Female. Young. Peaceful in sleep. "Impossible," breathed one of the officers. "Humans are extinct." The pod suddenly hissed. White vapor poured out. The viewport unsealed with a mechanical groan. "It is responding to our presence," Kessa said. "The system is automatically waking her." "Can we stop it?" Veldar asked. "I do not know if we should try." Inside the pod, the human stirred. Her eyes opened. For a moment, she simply stared at the ceiling. Then her gaze shifted to them. Her eyes widened in shock. She sat up fast, too fast. The sudden movement made several crew members stumble backward. The human grabbed her head, steadying herself. "Where am I?" Her voice was rough from disuse. "What year is it?" Dr. Kessa stepped forward carefully. "You are on your colony ship. The year is 3847. You have been asleep for 247 years. The human's face went pale. 200 years? No, that cannot be right. Earth was supposed to wake us in 50 years. Where is my crew? Where is Earth? Veldar exchanged glances with Kessa. This would be difficult. I am Captain Veldar. We found your ship by accident. You are the only one alive here. What about Earth? Can you contact Earth? The silence answered her question. Earth no longer exists, Veldar said gently. Your sun exploded. Humans have been extinct for 2 centuries. The human stared at him. Then she laughed, a broken, horrible sound. The laugh became a sob, then silence. She sat there, processing the impossible truth. Finally, she looked up. So I am the last one. The last human in the entire galaxy. It appears so, Kessa said softly. We did not expect to find any survivors. My name is Kate, the human said. Commander Kate Mitchell. And I need to see my ship. I need to know what happened to my crew. She swung her legs out of the pod and stood. The crew immediately stepped back. She was shorter than Veldar, but something about her was intimidating. Despite her obvious grief, she stood straight. Show me, Kate said. Her voice was firm, commanding. Show me everything. Veldar nodded. He did not know what they had awakened, but he knew one thing. The galaxy had just changed forever. The tour of the dead colony ship took 3 hours. Kate insisted on checking every cryopod personally. Captain Veldar and Dr. Kessa followed her through the cold corridors, watching her face remain emotionless as she discovered the truth. Every pod had failed. Some in the first 10 years. Others lasted longer. But all had failed eventually. 300 people, all dead. Kate was the only survivor of the Pioneer's hope. When they returned to the luminous traverse, Kate said nothing. Her face was like stone, but her eyes showed the storm inside her mind. "You can stay on our ship," Veldar offered. "We will give you quarters and food." "Thank you," Kate said quietly. "I accept." As Dr. Kessa led Kate through the corridors, the crew stopped and stared. Some whispered. Others quickly moved away, fear clear on their faces. "They are afraid of me," Kate observed. "They have never seen a human before," Kessa explained. "Only heard stories. Some stories were exaggerated." "What kind of stories?" "That humans could breathe poison. That they could survive terrible wounds. That they never gave up, never surrendered." Kessa paused. "Are these things true?" Kate gave a sad smile. "Some of them." The quarters were warm, warmer than the rest of the ship. The air was thicker. They had already adjusted the environment for her. "We analyzed your biological data," Kessa admitted. "Your body temperature is much higher than normal. Your oxygen needs are greater than ours." "Do not worry," Kate said. "Humans are adaptable. I will manage." After Kessa left, Kate sat on the bed and finally allowed herself to cry. Earth was gone. Everyone she knew was dead. She was alone, 200 years out of time, surrounded by aliens who feared her. But Kate had been a soldier. She had survived impossible situations before. She would survive this too. The next days proved difficult for everyone. Simple interactions showed the vast differences between humans and other species. When given a data pad to read, Kate's grip left deep marks in the metal. The young officer who handed it to her went pale and hurried away. Dr. Kessa ran medical tests. Her amazement grew with each result. "Your bone density is 3 times normal," she told Kate. "Your muscles are incredibly efficient. Your immune system is unlike anything I have seen. You have backup systems for everything. Your body was designed to survive damage that would kill anyone else." "Humans evolved on a dangerous world," Kate explained. "High gravity, deadly creatures, diseases. Our bodies adapted to survive. The food situation created more problems." Kate tried the standard crew meals and immediately noticed something wrong. "This tastes bland," she told the mess officer, a nervous Vironin named Ellis. "Bland?" Ellis repeated, confused. "This has 3 different spices in it. I can barely taste anything. Do you have something stronger? Maybe spicy?" Ellis hesitated, then brought out a container with warning symbols. "This is Krethic sauce. It contains compounds that are toxic to most species. We use it for cleaning." Kate dipped her finger in the orange paste and tasted it. "This is better. Can I have more?" Ellis stared in horror. "You want to eat cleaning chemicals? It has a nice flavor. Makes the food almost good." Word spread quickly through the ship. The human could eat poison. 3 days later, the situation exploded. Kate was in the observation deck, looking at the stars, when Junior Security Officer Heron approached. He was young and visibly shaking. "You need to come with me," Heron said nervously. Kate turned. "Is there a problem?" "You are dangerous. You should not walk around freely. I am putting you in protective custody." "On whose authority?" "My own." Heron held up a weapon. "I do not want to use this, but I will." Kate stood slowly, hands visible. "Heron, I am not your enemy. Your people destroyed planets. You are a Deathworlder." "My people are dead," Kate said quietly. "And I never destroyed anything except to protect others." "I do not believe you." Heron's finger moved toward the trigger. Kate moved. To Heron it seemed impossible. One moment she was 3 meters away. The next she had closed the distance, taken his weapon and pinned him against the wall. All in less than 1 second. "I could hurt you," Kate said, holding the weapon away. "But I will not. I am not your enemy, Heron." She released him and stepped back, placing the weapon on a console. "I am just trying to survive, same as you." Captain Veldar arrived moments later. He looked at the scene, Heron shaking, Kate standing calmly, the weapon between them. "What happened?" "A misunderstanding," Kate said. Heron was worried. "We cleared it up." After Heron left, Veldar turned to Kate. "You could have hurt him badly. But I did not." "Why not?" "Because I am not a monster," Kate said, looking at the stars. "Despite what your stories say." Veldar was quiet for a moment. "Perhaps our stories were wrong." That evening Veldar called a crew meeting. Kate stood beside him. Commander Mitchell is our guest and under my protection, he announced. Yes, she is different. Yes, she comes from a harsh world. But she is a person who deserves respect. Anyone who threatens her will answer to me. Kate stepped forward. I know I frighten you. I know I am different. But I want you to know I am grateful. You could have left me in that pod to die alone. But you saved me. Thank you. It was not much, but it was a beginning. Slowly, Kate began building trust with the crew. They started to see her not as a monster from stories, but as a person. A survivor. Someone who, despite everything, chose kindness over violence. 3 weeks after Kate Mitchell boarded the luminous Traverse, life had settled into a routine. The crew no longer ran away when they saw her. The open fear had changed to careful curiosity. Kate spent her days learning about the galaxy, 200 years of history she had missed. Dr. Kessa had become her friend. They spent hours together, Kessa asking questions about humans, Kate learning about the dozens of species in the galaxy. Your species drank something called coffee, Kessa said one day. A stimulant that humans consumed every day, sometimes many times. We tried to make it, but our machines cannot get it right. Coffee, Kate said with longing in her voice. I miss coffee so much. Was it important to human culture? It was everything. We joked that we would fight wars if someone drank the last cup. Kessa's eyes widened. Really? Kate laughed, the first real laugh since waking up. No, not really. But it felt like we would. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the ship. Kate jumped to her feet instantly, her military training taking over. What is that? Raiders? Kessa said, her face going pale. We are under attack. They rushed to the bridge. Captain Velder was shouting orders, his usual calm replaced by panic. Status report, he commanded. 4 ships, Krethic raiders, Officer Briss reported. They demand we shut down engines and prepare to be boarded. Weapons. Our defensive systems are offline. They hit us with an electromagnetic pulse. We are defenseless. Kate stepped forward. What are your options? We surrender, Velder said grimly. They want our research data. If we cooperate, they take it and leave. Maybe. Maybe? Kate repeated. Krethic raiders are not known for mercy, Dr. Kessa whispered. Sometimes they take prisoners as slaves. Sometimes they leave no survivors. Kate felt something cold in her chest. She had faced pirates before, back when Earth existed. She knew how to deal with them. I can stop them, she said. Everyone on the bridge turned to stare. You? Velder asked. How? The environmental controls, can you still use them? Yes, but why? And the maintenance tunnels. They go through the whole ship, right? I saw the maps. Yes, but those tunnels go through areas of extreme heat. Near the engines, the plasma vents. No one can survive there for more than a few minutes. Kate smiled, and it was not a friendly smile. I can. Velder studied her. Then he nodded. Tell me your plan. 20 minutes later, the Krethic raiders broke through the hull. 5 of them, heavily armed and confident. The luminous Traverse appeared dead, its crew gathered in the mess hall under guard while 3 raiders spread out to steal from the ship. The raiders were Krethic, reptilian beings with scales like armor and claws that could tear metal. They were larger than most species, warriors by nature. They feared nothing. They should have feared humans. Kate moved through the maintenance tunnels like a ghost. The temperature was 60 degrees Celsius, hot enough to kill most species in minutes. Sweat poured down her face, but her breathing stayed steady. It was hot, yes, but humans evolved on a planet where temperatures swung from freezing to boiling. She could handle it. She reached the first access point and waited. Through the grating she could see a raider below, searching through computers. Kate removed the grating silently, dropped behind him and struck. The raider fell without a sound. Kate took his weapons and moved on. The second raider was in the cargo bay. Kate used the ship's controls to lower the temperature to freezing. The raider, built for heat, slowed dramatically in the cold. Kate dropped from a vent and disabled him before he could react. The third raider was near the bridge, alert and cautious. Kate needed a different approach. She triggered a small radiation leak in his section. Nothing dangerous to her, humans had evolved under radiation from their sun, their bodies could repair the damage. But to the Krethic? The raider's skin began to blister. He retreated in confusion and pain, right into Kate's trap. The 2 raiders guarding the crew noticed their companions had stopped responding. They became nervous, arguing with each other. Captain Velder gave the signal. He activated emergency lockdown, sealing the mess hall doors. The raiders spun, suddenly trapped. Kate dropped from the ceiling behind them. Hello, she said calmly. The raiders turned, weapons raised. They saw a small creature, apparently unarmed, covered in sweat and dirt. What are you? One growled. I am a human, Kate said. From a death world. And I am done being nice. She moved. The fight lasted 30 seconds. Kate used speed, agility, and knowledge of the ship. She turned their weapons against them, used the environment itself as a weapon. When it ended, both raiders were unconscious. The crew stared in shocked silence. Kate wiped blood from a cut on her head and looked at Veldar. The other 3 are disabled in different sections. You should secure them before they wake up. You took down 5 armed raiders alone, Veldar said, barely whispering. Kate shrugged. They made a mistake. They thought because your species are peaceful, everyone is peaceful. They forgot some of us evolved where peace was not an option. That evening, as authorities came for the raiders, Veldar found Kate in medical. The crew calls you the Deathworlder now, he said. I noticed. They do not say it with fear anymore. They say it with respect. You saved us, Commander Mitchell. I just did what was necessary. Perhaps, Veldar said. But our legend spoke of humans as dangerous. They did not speak of humans as protectors. Kate smiled. We were both. That is what made us human. News of the human survivor spread across galactic networks like wildfire. Within days, the luminous traverse received hundreds of communication requests. Scientists, governments, news agencies, everyone wanted to meet Commander Kate Mitchell, the last human. Kate found it overwhelming. They treat me like an animal in a zoo, she told Dr. Kessa one morning. Everyone wants to study me, interview me, take samples of my DNA. You are unique, Kessa said gently. The only living member of your species. From a scientific view. I know, Kate interrupted. I understand. But I am not just a specimen. I am a person. Of course you are. Kessa paused. The Council of Stellar Nations offered you citizenship. You would have full rights. That is generous, considering my species has been dead for 2 centuries. Before Kessa could respond, Captain Veldar's voice came over the intercom. Commander Mitchell, report to my ready room. Immediately. Kate exchanged glances with Kessa. Veldar sounded urgent. She found him staring at a holographic display. His expression was serious. What is wrong? Kate asked. You received a classified transmission, Veldar said. Highly encrypted. It took our computers 3 hours to decode it. From who? That is the interesting part. He turned the display toward her. From other humans. Kate felt her breath stop. What? A colony. Hidden. They call themselves New Terra. They evacuated Earth before the supernova like your colony ship. But they reached their destination. Kate sat down heavily, her mind spinning. How many? 50,000. 50,000 humans. Kate's voice was barely a whisper. I am not alone. No, you are not. Veldar's expression darkened. But there is more. The message is not celebrating. It is a distress call. He played the transmission. A man's voice filled the room, speaking English. This is Director James Cooper of New Terra Colony. We are broadcasting on all frequencies, hoping someone can help. Our system has been discovered by the Krethic Dominion. They claim our world as their territory and demand our surrender. We have limited defenses. We are civilians, not soldiers. If anyone hears this, please help us. We are the last survivors of Earth. We cannot let humanity end here. The message repeated. Kate stood, her fists clenched. How long until the Krethic arrive? Unknown. Based on their fleet movements, we estimate 3 weeks at most. We have to help them. Veldar sighed. Commander, I understand, but nothing, Kate interrupted. There are 50,000 humans out there. My people. The last of my species. I will not abandon them. The Krethic Dominion is a major power, Veldar explained patiently. They control dozens of systems. If they claim New Terra, it is because the system has resources they want. They will not give up easily. Then we fight. With what? My ship is for research. We have minimal weapons, a crew of 50. Against a Krethic fleet? Kate leaned forward, her eyes intense. Then we find allies. We make noise. We get the galactic community involved. The Galactic Council will not intervene, Kessa said quietly from the doorway. Humans are officially extinct. A hidden colony has no legal standing. No citizenship. No rights. That is insane. That is politics, Veldar said. I am sorry, Kate, but the galaxy operates on laws and treaties. Without official recognition, New Terra is just an illegal settlement in Krethik space. Kate paced the room thinking hard. So we just let them die? Let my entire species go extinct for real this time? I did not say that. Veldar stood. I said the council will not help. I did not say we will not. Kate stopped. You would do that? Risk your ship, your crew? You saved us from raiders, Veldar said simply. You could have left us after that. But you stayed. You fought for us. We will fight for you. My crew will not all agree, Kessa warned. Some will think it is too dangerous. Then they can take escape pods to the nearest station, Veldar declared. But I am going to New Terra. Who comes with me is their choice. Kate felt warmth in her chest, gratitude, hope, maybe even joy. Thank you, she said quietly. Do not thank me yet. We still need a plan. Veldar pulled up a star map. New Terra is 2 weeks away at maximum speed. The Krethik fleet is likely closer. We will be outnumbered and outgunned. Humans have won battles like that before, Kate said. We use what we have and hit them where they do not expect. Over the next hour they created a strategy. Kate would contact New Terra and coordinate defenses. Veldar would use his contacts to spread word of the human colony, building public sympathy. Maybe they could not get official help, but they could get volunteers. Dr. Kessa would research human combat history. If we are going to fight like humans, she said, we need to understand how humans fought. That evening Veldar addressed the crew. He explained the situation, the risks, the slim chances. I will not order anyone to come, he concluded. This is volunteer only. Those who wish to leave, go with no judgment. Those who stay, we make history. The crew voted. Out of 50 crew members, 47 chose to stay. We are with you, Captain, Officer Briss said. And with Commander Mitchell. She saved us. Now we save her people. 2 days into the journey, more ships began joining them. A science vessel. A trading convoy. A patrol ship whose captain decided orders could wait. By the time they neared New Terra, they had 17 ships. A small fleet of volunteers and rebels who believed some things were worth fighting for. It was not much against a Krethik fleet. But it was a beginning. The luminous traverse dropped out of faster-than-light travel at the edge of the New Terra system. Captain Veldar immediately sent a message to the colony. New Terra, this is Captain Veldar of the research vessel Luminous Traverse. We received your distress call. We are here to help. There was a long pause. Then a woman's voice responded, thick with emotion. This is Governor Emma Clark of New Terra. You actually came. We did. And we brought friends. The 17 ships of their volunteer fleet appeared behind them. Who are you? Emma asked, her voice filled with wonder. Kate stepped forward. Governor Clark, my name is Commander Kate Mitchell. I am human. Another pause, even longer. When Emma spoke again, she was crying. You are human? There are other survivors. Just me as far as I know. I was in cryosleep on a colony ship. These people found me, and when they learned about New Terra, they came to help. Why would aliens help us? Kate looked at Veldar, at Dr. Kessa, at the crew around her. Because that is what good people do. The shuttles descended toward New Terra's capital city, Haven. Kate pressed her face against the viewport, seeing her first human colony. Domed cities and valleys. Green agricultural zones. In the distance, children played in parks. 50,000 humans, alive and thriving. She was not alone. The landing bay was crowded with humans, actual humans, all wanting to see her. Kate felt overwhelmed by their voices speaking English, by the familiar sight of human faces. Governor Emma Clark pushed through the crowd. She was older, with gray hair and tired eyes. When she saw Kate, she stopped. You are really human, Emma whispered. I am really human, Kate confirmed. Emma pulled her into a fierce hug. Kate, surprised, hugged her back. Around them, the crowd erupted in cheers. But there was no time for celebration. The Krethik fleet would arrive in days. They gathered in the command center. Emma and her advisors, Kate, Captain Veldar, and representatives from each volunteer ship. Our defenses are minimal, Emma explained, showing a hologram of the colony. We have some orbital platforms, ground weapons. We are colonists, not soldiers. The Krethik will have capital ships, said Captain Renner of a science vessel. Possibly a dozen or more. Plus fighters and ground troops. We cannot win a straight fight, Kate said. Everyone looked at her. So we do not fight straight. We make them fight our way. Explain, Veldar prompted. Kate stood, studying the hologram. The Krethik are warriors. They value honor, direct combat, strength. We give them chaos instead. Hit and run tactics. False targets. Psychological warfare. We hit where they are weak, avoid where they are strong. Over the next hours, Kate outlined a strategy from human military history. The volunteer fleet would not fight like a navy but like raiders, striking fast and disappearing. The orbital platforms would be moved to create killing zones. Civilians would evacuate to underground shelters. And I have one more advantage, Kate said. Me? What do you mean? Emma asked. The Krethic think humans are extinct. They do not know what humans can do. I will board their flagship. That is suicide. Dr. Kessa protested. No, Kate said calmly. That is war. And humans are very good at war. 3 days later, the Krethic fleet arrived. 12 capital ships, dozens of smaller vessels. Admiral Vorith broadcast his demands. Inhabitants of the illegal settlement New Terra. You violate Krethic territorial claims. Evacuate immediately or be removed by force. Governor Emma responded. Admiral Vorith, we are peaceful colonists. This system was uninhabited when we arrived. We claim it by right of settlement. Your claims mean nothing. You have 1 hour to decide. Kate used that hour well. While the Krethic prepared their assault, she took a small stealth shuttle designed for research, now modified for infiltration. Dr. Kessa had filled it with equipment Kate requested. This is insane, Kessa said as Kate prepared to launch. Probably, Kate agreed. But insane is what humans do best. The shuttle slipped past Krethic sensors too small to notice. Kate docked on the flagship's outer hull in a maintenance section. She cut through with plasma tools and entered. Inside, she moved through ventilation shafts, service tunnels, areas designed for automated systems, not living beings. The heat was intense. The radiation levels were high. For a Krethic, these areas were deadly. For Kate, they were uncomfortable but survivable. She reached the engine control room. 2 Krethic engineers stood guard. Kate dropped from above, taking them both down before they could sound an alarm. She accessed the main systems. Her fingers flew over the controls, following the plan Kessa had helped her create. She uploaded a virus into the fleet's communication network, causing chaos and confusion. She triggered false alarms throughout the ship. She vented atmosphere in key sections. Then she found what she really wanted, the Admiral's private channel. Admiral Vorith, she said in perfect Krethic standard. My name is Commander Kate Mitchell. I am human. I am currently in your engine room. I have placed explosives throughout your ship. If you do not withdraw immediately, I will detonate them. There was stunned silence. Humans are extinct, Vorith finally said. Clearly not, Kate replied. You have 10 minutes to begin withdrawal. If you do not, you will learn why humans were called Deathworlders. We do not surrender. We do not give up. And we protect our own. She cut the transmission. 8 minutes later, the Krethic fleet began to withdraw. When Kate returned to New Terra, she found the entire colony waiting. Emma stood at the front, tears streaming down her face. You did it, Emma said. You saved us all. We saved us, Kate corrected, gesturing to the volunteer fleet orbiting above. All of us together. That night, the Galactic Council officially recognized New Terra. Humans were no longer extinct. They were the newest members of galactic civilization. Kate stood on a hill outside Haven looking at the stars. Dr. Kessa found her there. What are you thinking? Kessa asked. That Earth is gone, Kate said. But humanity is not. We survived. We always survive. The galaxy is better with humans in it, Kessa said. Kate smiled. Even if we are terrifying Deathworlders? Especially because you are.